I am a hustler. Now, I don't know what you guys think about that word, but from where I come from, it's kind of a dirty word. But to me, the definition means connector. I'm a connector. I spent my entire life leveraging my own connections to create economic opportunity for myself and for others. It started when I was 15 years old. I was home from school for the summer, and I was starting my first job in retail sales. One Tuesday afternoon, I was folding a black cashmere Ralph Lauren sweater in the men's department, and in walks my mom with a man I didn't know. That man was none other than Steve Wynn. Yeah, Steve Wynn, the billionaire who built Las Vegas. That one. My mom was not just there to take me to lunch. She made sure that I was to meet Mr. Wynn. And what I didn't realize then is she was teaching me how to connect. You see, my mom's really good at giving me these subtle little hints to help me grow. Maybe we should all listen to our mothers. As we're standing in the men's department, Steve introduces himself, and he immediately asks me if I like the brand Ralph Lauren. I told him it was my favorite brand, and I wanted to be a Ralph Lauren girl. And a Ralph Lauren girl to me was she's poised, well put together, and successful. He told me that Ralph was a close personal friend of his, and if I ever wanted to meet him, he could make it happen. I thought to myself, wow, I could meet a fashion icon. Fast forward 7 years, I'm in my last year of college in Paris, and I remembered my conversation with Steve Wynn. I knew that I wanted to work in the fashion industry, and I needed an internship. So I grabbed my phone, found his number, and called him. I could not believe he remembered me. I told him that I wanted to do an internship at Ralph Lauren, and if he could put me in touch with his friend. He asked me to forward my resume, and 2 days later, I received a call from David Lauren, Ralph Lauren's son. That summer, I started an internship at Ralph Lauren in Paris. I don't want you to think that it was that easy, because it wasn't. I still had to go through the interview process and get the job. But I got my foot in the door, and I did the rest on my own. In that moment, I realized that one connection and one subtle hint could be a lightning bolt in my future. And I learned 3 things that day: to be bold and take action, to listen to the subtle hints, and believe in myself. A few years later, after 11 years in Paris, I moved to Los Angeles. Since my time doing my internship at Ralph Lauren to now, I learned to leverage the relationships that I had to create economic opportunity for myself. It'd been about a year. I was in LA, and I was invited to my real estate agent's 40th birthday party. Sitting next to me was a man named Christian. Now, Christian, during our conversation, Christian and I learned that he was the owner of an accounting firm and also my friend's neighbor. That accounting firm had just lost their marketing and event person, and at the time, I was working for an event company in San Diego. And my job was not only to produce the events, but also to bring in business for the Los Angeles market. Right there, I was sitting next to a new connection, and I knew I had to connect and create success. I introduced Christian to my colleague, and 2 weeks later, we had a contract for 7 client appreciation events. Now, we all know things don't always work out. So my colleague and I had a falling out, and I left the company. I didn't want to leave Christian hanging, so I gave him a call and told him I'm really not going to be working on this project anymore. Hillary, I have no interest in working on this project without you. I want to work with you. In that moment, my new contact was asking me to start a business, and a Gadsby affair was born. In one weekend, I came up with a name, a logo, and a concept. At the time, the economy was in a downturn, and no one was hiring for marketing and events unless there was a return on investment. Our main goal was to create growth through the platform of events. Not only did Christian hire me for 7 client appreciation events, but he also introduced me to other people. In the 9 years of business, I had the opportunity to work with Toyota, the Four Seasons, Saks Fifth Avenue, and the Young Presidents Organization. Not only were we able to work with those people, but help them garner millions of dollars in new revenue for their companies. In 2012, I was sitting in Santa Monica with a girlfriend, and she was admiring my stilettos, which I'm kind of known for. As we're talking about business and life, the name Stiletto Gal immediately pops in my head like lightning. I grabbed my phone once again, went online, and bought the domain. I had no clue what I was going to do with the brand. But one thing I did know is I wanted to help women connect and create success. I wanted to inspire them, educate them, and connect them with one another. A couple of years later, we did just that by creating a speaker series, a monthly speaker series called Boss Talks, where we interview incredible entrepreneurs who talk about their challenges and their success. I think the best thing in life that I've learned is to be present, be intentional, and take action. You may think that I have a privileged life, but that's not the case. I've actually had to create opportunities for myself. I've had to be my own whiteboard. You know what a whiteboard is. It's that big white thing, you bullet point, you brainstorm. But what I do differently is I connect the dots. I find out who I know who can help me or someone else. No less than a month ago, I had no idea how I was going to pay my rent. I had 2 pennies to rub together. One Saturday afternoon, I was invited to a brunch, a women's brunch in Santa Monica, and a couple of chairs down was a woman who owned her own event marketing company. I immediately knew that I needed to connect and create success with her. I asked her if she was interested in hiring any freelance event producers, and luckily she did. In the past couple of weeks, I've had not only the opportunity to work with some incredibly intelligent women, but also produce an event at the United Nations in New York City. Not only did she help me, but I was able to help her in the process. Now, I'm okay with where I am right now, because I'm in the middle of creating something that's going to connect all the dots. Imagine a platform that not only will connect women worldwide, but it will provide them education, mentorship, and career opportunities using artificial intelligence and their own social capital. What I've been able to do for myself all these years, I'm going to be able to do for everyone. Who knows? I could help your son, your daughter, or even you one day. Here I am at 41 years old, doing something new and learning once again to be bold, listen to the subtle hints, and believe in myself. We are all our own whiteboard. How are you going to connect and create success? Be bold, listen to the subtle hints, and believe in yourself. Happy hustling.